Anyway, we're here at the beautiful Howard Johnson Inn in Virginia Beach. And you're going to want to go on the left side of the building over there, so past the lobby. And I had just a brief moment to drop my bag and look at my room before. So what we're going to do now is just go up there and take a little peek at what this place is actually like, because the hotel itself looks a little less than classy. I'm right at the top of these stairs here, so any space over here will do. So we're going to go take a little bit of a closer inspection.
I'm watching those kids on those bikes and skateboards. Got a nice car.
All right, let's go see what we got here. I'll grab my other bag.
Let's see how much of a nightmare this is.
So, we can start here, with the beautiful exterior of the building. Head up these nice stairs here. I love the color selection out here too. If there is a color called puke gray, this is definitely it. Got your corridor.
I can smell the cigarette smoke.
Yeah, if you smell it out here, wait till you smell it in here. Look at this. Look what it says right on the door. No smoking.
Think it's gonna stop people?
Now, if I could just get my key out of my wallet, I'd be all set. This is exactly what you want to do here, is hold your wallet out in the hallway and fumble with your stuff.
Well, we have strength in numbers right now.
Now, let's enter my palace.
Someone's smoking in the building.
Let's just leave this propped open for a brief moment.
Burns the eyes. Physically, it's burning my eyeballs.
Let's see what else. Oh, no lights. No lights. That's great. Okay, but there's some lights that work.
It's physically burning. Well,
How long ago do you think these blankets were in style here? How long have you spent on the bed?
Quality TVs, so no one steals them. This isn't a reputable part of Norfolk.
Let's see, what's this back here?
Actually, it looks okay. This looks like it's straight from the... Heck, this looks like my mom's mini fridge from the 80s.
Look at that. I've never seen so much frost in one of these before. Look, you could make a snowball out of that. This thing probably has not been defrosted in 10 years. I've never seen anything like it.
That's not even frost. That's solid ice now.
That is amazing.
I don't have a knife on me. I tried to stab
That's
it.
incredible. I've never seen a mini fridge with so much frost.
Well,
the sink actually looks okay.
the bathroom looks like it was recently redone. So...
somewhat recently. It looks like a new shower curtain rod, if nothing else. So I gotta leave the door open for a bit. So,
you got a safe.
like the most prominent thing in the room. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign.
That'll be something good for your MacBook. Overnight.
Well, what do you think of my accommodations here at the Howard Johnson?
Terrible. And it smells like smoke.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's it. All right, we are here off of Shore Road in Virginia Beach. And we're going to take a tour of room 256 here at the Howard Johnson Inn. I did not actually pay for this, so I don't know what the going rate is, but the sign outside said $50, so I'm assuming something close to that most of the time during the year. It probably gets a bit higher in the summer, given that this is a bit of a tourist destination. Here you have the fire map, which shows it's just a very simple two-story property. Stairs on each side, exterior corridors just pull right up outside the room. Here on the door we have the standard built-in deadbolt with the addition of another latch, which apparently does not work. I guess it does if you force it. And a security hole so you can see outside. Now we'll step back from the door a little bit. And here's a whole view of the front of the room. And at a glance from here, it actually does not look that bad. Honestly, one of the biggest surprises to me is that the drape is so fresh looking and new and not broken. That's actually fairly nice. It even has a newer... I don't even know what brand this is, actually. I'm usually pretty good at picking these out. but a newer climate control unit with a digital thermostat that seems to work quite well. We also have a little table right here on the front with 2 matching chairs that, while older, don't have any obvious stains on them, which is kind of a miracle considering the fabric that they're made out of. And the table's very clean too. There's no dust, nothing spilled. Had this little retro menu with the TV guide on it, some kind of advertisement for a restaurant. Of course, this doesn't really class the place up too much, having the backsplash totally falling off of the wall. Actually, the whole drywall is almost like coming up. It's pretty bad, but I mean, aside from this back here, the carpet is surprisingly new as well and in fairly good shape. After the first room that I got here, I'm actually kind of surprised. This one's considerably better. I also really like this little closet here. Usually in these motel-style rooms, you just have like a little rack over by the sink, but this is actually built into the wall. There's a decent amount of space, plenty of hangers. There's an ironing board, luggage holder. They're all just tucked back in there behind the door. I actually like that. There's also a safe down here. And is this one of the places that... Let's see, we'll just set a code. Lock. And then... Yeah, so... Some of these places will charge you a fee to use a safe. It's nice that this is free. This thing's a little bit beat up. The guest guide here. But nothing like torn out, nothing spilled all over it. You tend to run into that type of thing a lot with these places. All the included materials are in reasonably good shape. Again, surprisingly, there's not a tremendous amount to complain about in the front of the room, given that this is a budget hotel. Now we'll move to the beds. Not too surprisingly, this place still uses these old-fashioned bedspreads that, you know, most newer hotels will basically do a sheet and then some kind of a comforter with a duvet cover on it, so that way the duvet can be washed after each guest comes in. With these things, it's always kind of a mystery how often they actually get washed, which can be a little bit gross. This is a very common problem in the industry in general. Looks like they got another blanket in here. I'm not liking the look of this bed too much. Like, if you look at this pillow here, the pillowcase has a big fat stain right on it here in the front. I don't know if you could see it in the angle of the light. Like right, I can almost see it here, like right in this area. And I'm not sure, no, that's definitely the case. When I lifted it off the pillow, you could see it even more. Not too fond of that. This one looks relatively clean. I have to be real careful staying in cheap places like this that make sure that everything is clean and nice. Notice we have a little hole in the blanket here where somebody probably put a cigarette and burned it. This is supposed to be a non-smoking room, but we've seen how much that counts for in this place. And we're actually looking pretty clean here inside the sheets. Yeah, this actually, aside from the big stain on this side of the pillowcase, which is a pretty big deal, we're doing pretty well here. I mean, yeah, I'll probably swap it. These pillows look a lot nicer, so I'll probably mix the bedding around and get something that's relatively acceptable. Between the beds here, we have a nightstand with a pretty decent phone, actually. The thing itself is in okay shape, a little grungy, although it's pretty tacky that they have this cheap little alarm clock that's broken. It's been displaying the same IPG8. I mean, obviously some of the little things are burnt out on it, so the clock flat out doesn't work, which kind of stinks. It's nice to have that. I mean, overall, we've got kind of like this 1980s motel theme going on here. Not the worst I've seen. On this side, we have an old tube TV, an old GE, which may or may not work. Nope, there it goes. Been a while since I've actually seen one of these things in action. And let's see, yeah, it actually does work. Now if it'll just turn off, I'll be all set. Turn off. 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 There we go. Doesn't like to... It won't go away. It won't go away. There we go. Got a nice little stain going on down the front of this. This thing is in pretty rough shape. It's a weird little dresser too, because it's way down like this. I guess it gives you a good place to put down, you know, your bags and things. And speaking of that, I also noticed that this room doesn't have any kind of desk. I guess that's what the table's for. Oh, that's good. Nothing inside of here from another guest. So I guess let's look down beneath it, which might be a scary proposition. I mean, I see a few dust bunnies, but no trash or anything. And the beds are designed in a way, I always like this, where things can't go underneath them, which is always a nice plus. So, I was honestly expecting to find a lot of stuff in here to be grossed out about, but again, aside from the pillow stain and the carpet falling off the wall over there, it's dated, but it seems fairly clean. Now, the last mini fridge hadn't been defrosted since the Ice Age. Let's check on this one. Well, it doesn't even work. This isn't cold. And I don't see any control in here to go about... Oh, is this it? Oh, look, it does work. But was it turned off for a reason? That's kind of what I'm wondering. Well, I'm not using it, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave it off. Also got an old microwave on top here, the nice little wood grain going on, which is a little dirty actually. Some crumbs and things left over in here, some food splattered on the door. That's not too great. Why don't you want to come out of there? What is going on here? That could definitely be cleaner. I would not use this coffee maker even if it weren't. There must be something I don't know about getting this in and out of here. It just doesn't seem to fit, flat out. It's like this pot was not even made to go with this machine. It's just a little too tall. That's really weird. Got a few included cups that are individually wrapped, so you know that they're brand new. Looks like we got some, I got an included soap bar, some shampoo. Pretty basic, it's what you expect. Got a little ice bucket over here with a bag that you can use to make sure it's clean. More included cups. 2 hand towels, which look fine. And then we have the bathroom with all the charm of a prison cell when that light comes on. It looks like somebody damaged the door at some point and they just kind of spackled it over and didn't really paint it. And inside of here, it's got a pretty simple toilet, towel rack, a new curved shower curtain rod, and it looks like a new shower curtain too. Got a little bit of mildew going on down on the bottom of it there. I've seen worse, but they could still stand to replace the shower curtain. And I noticed that the tub was wet when I came in, and I was thinking, how? And then I noticed this thing actually leaks. So, unless it's just not turned off all the way. No. Yeah, these were, I messed it up, but these were both all the way off. So the tub leaks. Let's see how that shower head works while I'm at it. Get everything out of the way here. So let's see, we'll just turn on and turn this maybe. Actually looks like a pretty decent shower. You know, I have to admit, after that horrible first room that I received, I was really expecting to be tearing this whole place apart. Oh, look, there's actually one of these old heat lamps, and it works. It actually works. It's been a while since I've seen one. You see them all the time where they just take the light out, but that one still works. Anyway, what I was saying, after that first room, I came in here thinking, oh, what have I gotten myself into? This is going to be terrible. And it's basically just mediocre. I mean, when I buy a budget hotel room, this is about what I expect to get. Certainly nothing to blow me away and say, wow, what a deal. But it looks relatively clean, somewhat well kept. Certainly no 5-star review here. But I think it'll get me through 2 nights. Ever heard the saying, the third time's the charm? Started out in 255, it smelled like smoke. Went to 256, it was a lot better, but the door doesn't lock. So now they've moved me on my second night here to room 257. So, let's take a better look at room number 3. This is really my first time getting a decent look at the place. I just moved my stuff in here this morning and I had to hit the road because I was out of time. So this is my 3rd room. At a glance, it actually looks a little bit better than the first 2. I like these bedspreads a lot more. They go with the room a lot better, and it looks a lot more modern than the other 2 did. Have the same pictures as the other 2, the same old TV, basically the same furniture. The chairs have been different in all 3 rooms. This time we have a set of green ones. Same little thing where you have a table, same curtain. One thing that I thought was pretty interesting is that this has one of the oldest HVAC units I've ever seen in service in a hotel. It's a Zoneline 5000. Look at this old control panel here. See it lights up saying it's in heat mode. Thermostat's a little slider down here. You turn it on and off with the push button. It's pretty cool. This kind of looks like a panel out of a car from the 70s. And it's actually putting out a lot of nice heat, and it's very quiet, so it's hard to complain about that. I just thought it was kind of cool. I've never seen one of those before. Obviously, I'm not going to go over every single point of the room because you've seen 2 of them already. But take a little look at the bed itself. Again, we have the non-washable, well, it's not non-washable, but we don't have like a newer setup where you have a duvet cover and sheets and things that are real easy to wash. We have one of these mystery bedspreads, and the bedspreads actually look perfectly clean. As does this blanket. It's also a lot softer than the other one too. This is a much more inviting bed. The pillows look fine. They're a little thin, but the pillowcases are clean. The sheets look fine as well. Yeah, I have no problems with this bed. And something else I didn't really point out in the other one is that these mattresses actually look fairly new. Ew. What is that? Well, it looks like something got spilled on the box spring. Judging by the angle and the fact that it isn't on the mattress too, and the color, I certainly would like to think that somebody just had a drink sitting here and it fell down and hit on there. But you never know. At least it isn't on the mattress. And lastly, back here, you have the same old bathroom that you've already seen twice. Plenty of towels. Looks reasonably clean. Wow, look at that! There's even more ice in this one than the first one. Look at how much ice there is up there. This is just a little thin piece of metal hiding underneath here. That's supposed to be a freezer compartment on the top. And it's just solid ice. Wow. You've got to defrost these things every once in a while. I had one of these in my dorm and I did it every 6 months. It's not that hard. You just turn it off and put a towel inside of it. It's easy. It's as easy as melting ice. I don't understand why you wouldn't do that. Drives me crazy when stuff like that that's so basic just goes unchecked. And lastly, in here we have yet another bathroom with the exact same fixtures that you've already seen. Again, it's passable, but nothing too great. At least I got a good deal on the place, but I mean, I'm not too happy that I had to move rooms twice. That's a first for me. I've never had to do that before at any hotel. So congratulations to the Howard Johnson Inn in Virginia Beach. I mean, there's some things you can live with, but a room smelling like somebody smoked a 12-pack right before I came in, and then a room with a door that doesn't lock. I mean, you can lock it from the inside, but the bolt that's supposed to lock, you know, that you open with a key, didn't work. You could just push the door right open. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this kind of long-winded video with 3 different rooms. It's a first. I choose to take it with a sense of humor. I mean, I knew I was getting into something kind of sketchy here, and I ended up with something kind of sketchy. That's it. Thank you very much for watching. For real this time.